Good morning,
Hi.
Governor.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Shira Ali, and I'm here from Mercer County. Full disclosure, I did not vote for you, and I changed from an R to a D in 2008.
You're not the only one.
Yeah, I understand that, and I tell you, I am shocked that I actually agree with you on some of your stance on education when it comes to the question of investing in our children. You talked about business. I have an economics background, and I understand investment, I think. And so to that end, given, with all due respect, your role as chief executive of this state, I reject your unwillingness to reconsider the tunnel because it is an investment. I can't imagine what would have happened 100 years ago had the people who were paying for the tunnel, the original tunnel, at that time said, you know what, times are a little hard and we can't afford it. I reject the notion that we can't afford an investment, particularly in this state. You noted that we are the highest the third highest tax-paying state in the...
No, highest.
Highest tax-paying state in the nation? No problem. We are also one of the highest income-earning states in the nation, okay? People in this room earn a lot more money than people from across the rest of the country. And I say, hold it, may I finish? The point is that this region generates a substantial contribution to the national economy. It's not, yes, we do pay, and you benefit from the pay. You benefit from it.
All right, hold on. Hey, guys,
I'm not
listen,
going to answer
listen,
you. I want the governor to address this issue of investment.
Okay, well, here we go.
And it's not a home improvement project because only the homeowner benefits from that.
No, listen, wait a second now, hold on. Now, I've listened.
Yes.
Okay, so now let me answer. The home improvement project analogy was not to analogize the tunnel to a home improvement project. It was talking about budgets and how budgets get out of control. And no matter what project you're building, budgets get out of control and people tend to lowball things in the beginning and you have to pay a bigger price at the end. So that's all the analogy was. It wasn't analogizing the value of the investment between, no, excuse me, I listened to you, let me finish, okay? Now, here's the problem with your investment theory. I agree with you that in government money spent to invest in infrastructure is some of the best government spending we can do because only government can do it. Private industry doesn't go out and invest in infrastructure in general that can be used by the masses, can be used by anyone and everyone. Buy a ticket, get on a train. Get in your car, get on the entrance ramp, get on a highway. Go to a river, cross a bridge, or go in a tunnel. So I agree with you on that. Here's the problem. The problem is 100 years ago, they hadn't gone through the decades of fiscal mismanagement that we had gone through. The problem is that I have to certify to the federal government that I have the money to pay for any overages that happen, and I don't have it. I don't have it. Think about this. To pay for just the $5 billion in overages for the tunnel.
2.7 that the state kicks in.
Excuse me. Hold on. Right. All right. Listen. Hold on. 2.7 billion, look at me please. 2.7 billion is the original investment. 5 billion is the overrun beyond the original investment that we would be responsible for. So, we've already identified the revenue to pay for the 2.7 billion. The 5 billion, we haven't. If we were to pay for it with an increased gas tax, each penny on the gas tax increase raises $50 million. That means that I would have to raise the gas tax $1 a gallon, to pay for the overages. $1 a gallon. I'm not doing that. I am not doing that to pay for the tunnel. Just not doing it. So, and I would say that this issue falls under the category that I mentioned before about well-meaning people being able to have a difference of opinion. You might believe that raising the gas tax $1 a gallon to pay for the tunnel is the right thing to do and the right type of investment. You might think that going $5 billion more into debt and having to pay the debt service for that, when I have not identified any fund or any stream of money to be able to do it, might be okay. But then what you'd have to sit down and do is say, okay, well, what are we cutting then to pay for that? What are we cutting to pay for the debt service on that? Which programs are we eliminating to be able to do that? Because since we are the highest taxed people in America, I'm not raising taxes on the highest taxed people in America. And as to your last point about us benefiting from federal taxes that we pay, New Jersey is 50th, dead last in the return on tax dollars that we get from Washington, D.C. 50th. So that has two reasons for it. One, because we send more than most people do because we're a higher income state, but also because we have not stood up and fought for ourselves to get more of that money back here. Give you another example that I raised yesterday. High-speed rail projects are something the Obama administration is now advocating for, and I think it's a good idea. In Florida, the Obama administration has now set up a program where Florida is getting high-speed rail, and the match that Florida has to give to the federal government is 20% of the cost of the project. So it's an 80-20 federal-state split. That tells me that the Obama administration believes that high-speed rail in Florida is a national priority investment. Do you know what the federal-state split was on the tunnel project as proposed by the government? And after I raised the issue, excuse me, both the Clinton administration, the Bush administration, and now the Obama administration. Because the guys I'm dealing with now aren't appointed by George W. Bush. They've been appointed by Barack Obama. And when I said to the Transportation Secretary, this is inequitable, you can't ask my taxpayers to take on the entire load, they came back with $350 million more on a $5 billion bill. Now, the split of this cost is 70-30 between the state and the federal. 20-80 in Florida, 70-30 in New Jersey. So I'm not doing it. I am not doing it when my taxpayers have to pay 70% of the cost of this project and only 30% federal. And down in Florida, the federal government's paying 80%. Now, I don't know why that is. The president and his administration will have to explain why it is that they think it's important to spend 80% on a project in Florida and only 30% in New Jersey. I don't know why it would be. But all I know is those are the facts and those are the numbers. And so you can be upset about the fact that I'm unwilling to write a blank check for people to allow them to spend the people in New Jersey's money however they want, especially when it's disproportionate. Disproportionate to what the federal government's doing in other places in America, with New Jersey getting the short end of the stick again from the federal government. And I'm not having the taxpayers of the state of New Jersey pick up that tab. I'm not doing it. Elections have consequences. And, you know, this is the philosophy I espoused in the election. And in 3 years, everyone's going to have the opportunity to judge me up or down. And if there's more people who feel like I haven't done a good job, they'll kick me out. And if there's more that feel like I do, they'll keep me in. But in the end, I'm not making my decisions based on that. I'm making my decisions based upon what I feel is the right thing for the people of the state. Thank you.